The value of any man is built from one thing: experience. The man with none, he has nothing. You must experience new things and new challenges if you want to truly develop your character as a young man. And the easiest way to do this is by putting everything behind you and doing something that I call leaving the nest. It's where you pack up all your shit from your parents' house and you just go somewhere you've never been before. It's where you leave the comfort, the safety of your own home, your parents, the guidance that they provide, and you go out and venture and you become your own man, you become your own character, bound by your own experiences and by your own lessons. I've done this twice in my life, once when I moved away from university and once right now where I've come to Bali for a month to completely reshape my vision, completely reshape my mind and my habits. The reason why that you will undergo the biggest character development, the biggest character change and advancement when you do something like leaving the nest, when you throw everything, put everything behind you and venture into a new place, the complete unknown, where you have to learn and you have to fend for yourself. You will experience one of two mental processes. The first one is you will understand what life could be like. I'm here in Bali right now and I've only been here with my mate for about 5 days, and already I'm understanding, I have a positive vision of what life could be like. I can literally order on my phone any type of food, protein meals, super like macro friendly meals, healthy shit for like half the price it is in Australia. So it has me thinking positively and it has me understanding that, well fuck, that's what life could be like. So now I want to strive to be able to live in this part of the world. And it makes me have a positive vision and it almost motivates me to want to work harder, to want to do better, to want to level up myself and reinvent myself into a person that can achieve these things and maintain this type of living. So that is the first way. You see the hopeful, you see the positive, you see the potential, the future that you could have. Even if you're in some place for just a short temporary amount of time, it is enough to rewire your brain to see new experiences, to see new people, to see cultural changes, and to see what life could be like on the other side of living inside of your fucking parents' room, where the only thing you're trying to do that's new is find a new different fucking porn to watch, right? I was exactly the same, and and when I moved away from university a few years before this, into a completely new city that I'd never stayed more than a night in, I stayed there for like 8 months, 8 or 9 months, and I went there completely alone, completely by myself. I had to meet people, I had to put myself out there, I had to get outside of my comfort zone. And that's where the growth came. I became more confident. I figured out what I actually wanted to do, which was, working on my fitness, working on my body and working on my mindset and trying to be social and extroverted and experience new things in life. And it got me thinking, well, fuck, all I had to do was move out of home and move away. It doesn't matter if it was for 8 months or if it was for 1 month like in Bali. It just changed my vision completely. And I got this positive reinforcement that there is another side of life where you can do so much more than you think you can do right now. But the other mental process that you will experience is the complete opposite. And it's where instead of seeing the hopeful and seeing the potential, you move to one of these places, you come to one of these places, you get away from your home and you realize what you need to run from and what you're trying to avoid. See, there are two motivations in a man's life. One is pleasure and one is pain. You're either trying to achieve great pleasure or you're trying to escape from great pain. And either way, each of these things is going to be a motivator. But I think that running away from pain is the strongest one, because you can live an average life, you can live an ordinary life and be content with it. But if something is truly painful and you can get the great contrast of seeing what life could be like at the peak and then seeing what realistically the shit life you have right now is like, then it becomes painful to return to that life, to return to that old character, to return to that old mindset, that old physique, everything about you. You suddenly just want to change. And now that becomes, and that current version that you thought was okay suddenly becomes something you need to escape from. And that serves as a great motivator to stay disciplined and to stay focused, because you don't want to go back to that fucking burning hell spot that you now realize your life actually is. And I mentioned that I moved away to university for 8 months, and while I did see the hopeful, I saw the positive thing of life. The progress I made was immense in my physique, in my social life, in my dating game, everything like that. But I also saw the pain, which was going to university and sticking to something that I didn't truly feel passionate about, just conforming into the box of everybody else. And that's why I'm here trying to tell you to get out, get new experiences, actually experience things that will change your way of thinking, change your frame of mind. And like I said, you don't even have to go for long. I'm in Bali for a month. I went to Sydney for uni for 8 months. That's a long time. You can come for a couple weeks. You You just have to see the other side, see what life is like elsewhere, other than in your fucking crusty old basement, fucking bedroom, where you've watched thousands of hours of porn and played thousands of hours of video games and done nothing productive with your life. These shocks, they create permanent growth. And it's also the shock of the competition, the new surroundings, where you realize, well, fuck, I'm actually pretty fucking shit, and I'm experiencing this right now when I'm in Bali. Everybody is fucking jacked. In Australia, every second guy is fat. I'm mogging the whole gym with ease because everybody looks like shit, everybody's fucking fat and ugly. But in Bali, I've come to the gym and everybody's tanned, everybody's shredded, everybody's just fucking athletic as fuck, and it makes you realize that, holy shit, there is so much more potential that you can achieve. There are so many more levels to the game of self-development. It's not just about being the best in your local area. It's about trying to compete with the best. You don't want to just competing with you don't want to just be competing with the average fatties from your local town, what you're so used to, because then it lowers your standards. You want to compare yourself to the best because you want to be the best. Now straight away you're going to be getting a limiting belief of saying, well, oh, that's so risky to try and, move away or go visit somewhere for an extended period of time. And again, I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be that long. You just have to have the new mental construction that you actually live in this environment. You don't want to go for like 2 days just to some random place, because you don't really get to absorb it and feel like you're in the environment. It kind of just feels like a holiday. You want to kind of convince your mind that you are living this new reality, and that's how you're going to be able to instill new beliefs and new habits. Because right now, I've only been here for 5 days in Bali and I still feel like I'm back at home. I still have the same habits. I'm still listening to the same music, doing the same things, even scrolling and shit. I'm trying to get out of it, and I know that in time, when I slowly rewire my brain to believing and understanding, well, fuck, it's clicked, I'm actually in this environment, that's when I'll be able to actually reconstruct a new way of living and a new identity for myself. And that's where the exponential character growth comes. And when I return back to my home country, when I return back home, I'll have these new evolved belief systems, this new evolved competitive mindset within me, and that's what you need as a young guy. So if I was you watching this, if you're a young guy, chances are you're younger than me, I'm 22, you're probably like somewhere 18, 17, 19, something like that, and you're trying to improve yourself. If you just save up like $2,000, $1,000, just don't worry about all these people that are telling you to fucking scurry away money like a fucking rat. Spend it on something like this. Spend it on an experience that will get you so much more confidence, character growth, and just general development. Because like I said at the start, experience is what makes a guy. You need stories to tell. You need lessons to teach. You need things that you've overcome, because that builds discipline, it builds grit, it builds courage, it builds respect, it builds rapport, it builds everything a man needs in his life. So if you have $1,000 saved up, if you have $2,000 saved up, fuck it, bro. Don't be a pussy. Don't think you need to keep it in the bank account for some rainy fucking day. The rainy day is right now. Go out and fucking travel, go somewhere random, experience for at least a week or two, go to a new place, and you will find that your brain just fucking levels up. It is insane. I've done it twice, this is the second time I'm doing it right now, and I'm telling you, even after 5 days here, I've already reconstructed my belief system. I already want to be a different person. I've already got a new vision. I sat and had so many new visualizations. I wouldn't have had these back at home in my comfort zone, in the room I spent years and years fucking playing video games and jacking off in. So I hope you can take away the key message that you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to escape. That's how I was able to level up. That's when I get the greatest moments of leveling up, the greatest character growth, was from moving away, experiencing new things, building value, building stories, building connections, building everything as a young guy. Because that's how you're going to become a young man that's undeniable. If you want to know the specific ways on how you as a young guy can level up, can become more undeniable, can change his life forever, just like the way I did, then check the link in the description and you can experience what it's like to completely change your life forever and go from somebody who's super insecure, a loser frankly, to a guy who's on self-improvement and who's actually developing himself into the man he wants to become and he was always destined to be. With that being said, remember that progress is purpose, and I'll see you in the next one.